Europeans sometimes think that China is doing nothing or very little in terms of the ESG goals. This is in contrary. What I have said, based on my own conscience, that China is doing a lot. I wanted to share with you that the China are putting it as a national goal and mandate for the economy. So they have a very strict mandate by 2030. China need to have reduce the carbon, emission to a point that 2030 will be the peak year. So after that, the carbon dioxide and also carbon emission will go down. By 2060, the goal is to achieve carbon neutrality. So that is a mandate by the Chinese government, and which has been included in the sort of a 5-year plan, which is a blueprint for the economy to grow. So everybody knows that. All the business, all the citizens know this is a very strict goal that China is trying to abide for. So I actually see from a government level, they're putting a lot of effort to do that. I have a lot of friends, who are government officials, and I know this is not easy for them. So they're doing a lot of things to try to have this very tough transition, for that, as well. And also, I wanted to share with you that China, in terms of the new energy vehicle, NEV, China is so much ahead of the curve. Actually by early this year, the first 2 months, China already achieved 62% of global market share in terms of the NEV. So for those who say that China is doing little or nothing to achieve, the goals of the ESG, and they need to look at those data. And because this is very shocking data, so I can see in China many consumers are driving electric car or new energy vehicles, so taxis. And they're absolutely going there. And there's a lot of charge station on the street everywhere. On contrary, here in Europe, when I drive a Tesla, I couldn't even find a one charge station, Tesla supercharge station within the Paris, region. So that is very difficult to imagine. I think certainly the Europe has a lot of new ideas in ESG. I think there's a lot of innovation goes with that. And in Europe, there's a lot of private sector who are driving the ESG. Because they have this sense of, responsibility to drive that. And so they're also trying to create a balance between the ESG and profitability. Oftentimes it's a challenge, it's difficult, but they're doing their best to try to do that. But in China, I have to say that a lot is driven by the government, because the government is putting hand, emphasizing the importance and the mandate to some extent that you have to achieve certain level of the carbon emission. So you have to replace with a new energy vehicle, for instance. So a lot is coming from the government, but in China, in Europe, there's a lot of driven by private sector and also NGOs as well. So this, I think, is the major differences.